The city of Cambridge is a very big tourist attraction because of its history and culture, but most importantly, people come here from all over the world to visit the famous Ivy League, Harvard University. Harvard College has about 6,700 students, and the university has about 15,250 graduate and professional students. I wanted to know what it was like to go to an Ivy League school. So I asked my friend Abby J., a freshman at Harvard University on the pre-med track, what it's like.
Okay, hello, my name is Abigail Joseph and I'm a freshman at the college. And the question is, what is it like to go to Ivy League institution? I would say first I'll just sort of knock down some stereotypes. I thought it would be contentious and that it'd be very undiverse, that it'd be competitive and cutthroat, and that it'd be these little undergrads with all of these high important people. And that just wasn't the case. People are approachable. People are super easy to get to know. People that have done ridiculous things, won impressive competitions, are just people you can approach and have a conversation with, and it's not even a thing that's on anyone's radar or people take into consideration when evaluating who you are. It's not sort of oh, did you win this competition and you get to be here? Not at all. I would say that you get access to these high-level professors that actually want to know your name, that enjoy teaching and like to sort of share their knowledge with you, even though you seem to know so little in comparison to them. It's not competitive, but rather collaborative, at least where I am, as a pre-med.
Established in 1636 by vote of the Great and General Court of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, Harvard University is the oldest institution of higher education in the United States of America. You can spot the Dean of Harvard College, Rakesh Khurana, in the burnt orange pants. This is the Harvard University Science Center where most of the pre-med students' classes are. Also located in this building is the Cabot Science Library and many lecture halls.
Can you see me? Yeah. The access to research here is just insane. As a pre-med, you have Harvard Med School, you have almost all the doctors at all the hospitals in the Longwood Medical area that are affiliated with Harvard Med School, and you can work there too. You have the Broad Institute, MIT, all these schools of Harvard professors, you can go work there, you have access to their labs. I mean, it's just incredible. Most schools don't have that access, especially for freshmen. I'm working in a lab this summer, and it wasn't a difficult process to find one to reach out to get that support and potentially even get funding. And I think that is a big thing too. Harvard has a very large endowment, and they use it to make sure their students are supported, that they're able to do the things that they want to during the summer, even if it might not, make financial sense. So a lot of times, if you want to do internships that might not pay, Harvard can supply funding if you apply for it. So I think that's another way that Harvard is able to support their students, where other universities that don't have that sort of capability are unable to.
This is the Memorial Hall, which is divided into two different things. The first is the Sanders Theater, which holds up to 2,000 people, and the second is the Annenberg Dining Hall. Harvard has 450 extracurriculars on campus, such like the marching band and dancing teams. To join a club at Harvard, you must go through a process called comp, which means that you have to apply to the club and go through rounds of interviews to get in.
So opportunities that I think we have access to here that you might not get at another school is one, the library. I've just started touching the library system here in my intro freshman English class, and it's just remarkable. Harvard has all these archives, all of this, just these collections going back hundreds of years. I think people really come to Harvard to get access to this collection, and as undergrads we have the same access as professors and grad students, so it's just really incredible.
This is the famous Widener Library. It is the largest academic library in the world. It includes 20.4 million volumes, 180,000 serial titles, an estimated 400 million manuscript items, 10 million photographs, 124 million archived web pages, and 5.4 terabytes of born digital archives and manuscripts. The library even holds one of the original copies of the Gutenberg Bible. There are so many books and archives that the stacks extend underneath the yard to Memorial Drive. For tourists that do not have access to the library, there is a Harvard Coop bookstore, which consists of a cafe, a ton of Harvard merchandise, and books that you can buy. This is one of the upperclassmen dorms. The way housing works at Harvard is that your freshman year you fill out a general form about your living habits, and you are randomly assigned a house. All freshman housing is suite style, and you do not get to request housing or roommates ahead of time. There are 17 freshman dorms, and each one has its own color, mascot, and name, and they all compete against each other in intramural sports. My trip to Harvard was very educational, and I now have a glimpse of what it's like to go to an Ivy League school.